for high school relationships, the two of them, Lauren and Owen, they just seem like they're freaking made for each other. They're both athletes at the school. They both have blondish hair. I feel like that's high school relationship gold. People call them the golden couple, which is a bit of a dramatic label to slap on two 13-year-olds, but they're going to be 14 soon, and it's just a nickname until they get a text message in a group chat. It's a group chat with Lauren, the girlfriend, Owen, the boyfriend, and this number that neither of them recognize. And the text message reads, "Best day ever." Who is this? Only one of you got voted on homecoming court. This is epic, LMAO. For my non-Americans, homecoming weekend is usually the weekend that football season really kicks off at schools, meaning you have this really big football game, homecoming game. Owen is on the football team. And then you have homecoming, which is like, I guess it's kind of similar to prom, but not as official. Everybody dresses up. You have to have a date. You have to ask someone to be your homecoming date. It's a whole thing. The price breakdowns of people's dresses, glam, everything, it goes viral on TikTok. It's a production. And in the sense, you have homecoming court, students that are nominated to do their dances with other nominated students in homecoming court. And now this random number is texting Lauren and Owen that only one of them got voted onto homecoming court, which it's pretty clear it's probably going to be Owen. He's kind of like the popular one. But it's weird, because how do they even know? I mean, nobody even knows yet. So they respond, "How the f*** do you know?" "The votes." "How do you know about the votes?" "I know for facts. Trust me, Friday will be epic when it's announced. The look on your faces, watching one of you with your arm around another person, holding hands, being all adorable, smiling, flirting, and posing for pictures with another person. Priceless, LMFAO. Could this be the end of the AKA golden couple? The relationship everyone idolizes?" Okay, this is kind of weird. They text back, "You're jealous. Friday is going to be the most epic day ever. LOL. We'll see who's jealous then, and it won't be me. LOL. Who even are you?" There is no response. By this point, Lauren and Owen, they kind of brush it off. They focus on getting ready for homecoming until another message comes in. "How's the happy couple?" "It's closer to Friday. Nervous? Preparing for the end of the golden relationship? How are you going to handle seeing one of you on court posing for adorable pictures with someone else? We hear about how you are the perfect couple, you're perfect together. They envy you both and your relationship. They want a relationship like yours. How you're the definition of a perfect couple and will be the forever couple that gets married. Some of us don't want to hear it anymore. One more thing. I recommend Lauren not wearing his jersey anymore. You'll look like a fool if you do. See you at the game Friday." They are both looking around in the classroom because who the hell is sending these messages? And then another one comes in. "He no longer likes you, and he hasn't liked you for a while. It's obvious he wants me. He laughs, smiles, touches my hair. You're a sweet girl, but I know I can give him what he wants. Sorry, not sorry. Owen loves me, and I will always be the girl he loves. He will be with me while your lonely, ugly ass is alone." And then another message comes in. "I own Owen's. Cry more, you jealous." Who is sending these messages? Why does it take 2 years for this unknown number to be finally caught? They have the principal involved. They have the superintendent of the school board involved. They have the local sheriff's office involved. And the FBI gets involved. It takes 2 years, and every single day, Lauren and Owen are bombarded with 40 to 50 text messages just like this one for 2 years. Why does this person want Lauren and Owen to break up so badly? All of those theories are going to be covered in this episode, along with this whole case recently blew up because of the new release of a documentary called Unknown Number on Netflix. Now, Unknown Number does not go as deep into some of the other messages, some of the other reasonings that were found in this nearly, I think it was 1,300, almost 1,200 pages of a court document file that we received after a FOIA request, as well as we do have the full unedited body cam footage audio all here. The body cam footage audio I'm going to put at the end of the episode, but there is so much that hasn't even been touched. So let's get into it. We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support Stand with Nepal, Help Families of Martyrs. On September 8th, 2025, peaceful youth-led protests against government corruption turned into a national tragedy as the state massacred 19 protesters and counting. Stand with Nepal is a GoFundMe whose mission is to help deliver medical and supplies to hospitals, support the families of martyrs, many of whom have lost their only breadwinners, as well as strengthen the grassroots efforts of Nepal's youth who are risking everything, including their lives, to stand up against corruption. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team, and we'd also like to thank you guys for your continued support as we work on our mission. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. Today's case involves mentions of cyberbullying, mental abuse, harassment. Please watch at your own discretion. A few quick things. We received in total over 1,000 pages in court documents, hundreds of those pages being text messages. I will say that sometimes in the documentary, the text messages are just kind of thrown in there with these very cool edits where the context is kind of lost and I don't even know what the conversation is about. And I feel like it almost makes it less scary, like less of, oh, this feels serious. Sometimes it might even come off a little bit like, oh, this is kind of weird that they're texting that. So I wanted to give some more context to those text messages. And we also have the full body cam footage from the day that they tell Lauren Licari, who had been cyberbullying and stalking her for 2 years. But due to privacy, the police have pre-blurred the footage. So even though most of us have seen portions of it unblurred on Netflix, I'm going to provide the entire audio footage at the end of this video, which I will timestamp for you in the pinned comment below. And there's lots of text messages that we pulled from the court documents that it's just a lot. We were also able to talk to Owen briefly. He's a really friendly and sweet guy. I think it's nice to see that he's been able to maintain a positive and kind attitude towards everything. Maybe one day we'll interview him because I'm sure it's been very interesting to see everyone involved to, watch as this documentary blows up in real time. So with that being said, let's get started. Beale City, Michigan is a very small town. They will probably tell you it's the type of town where people leave their doors unlocked every single night, or every person's smile lights up the room. That's the type of town. And this case has nothing to do with unlocked front doors or dentistry. The important thing here is it's a small town. Beale City, Michigan is quintessentially where everybody knows everybody and their mother. They know your grandparents. I grew up in a small town where they would ask you, no, where are you really from? But in Beale City, they're going to be like, who are your grandparents? Where did they live? It's that close-knit. It is a small population. So technically, it should not have taken the sheriff and the FBI this long to find this freaking suspect. It's been over a year that someone in this small town has been stalking 2 high schoolers. The officers walk into this small house by the lake. It's a bit on the messier side inside. One of the tables in the dining area is filled. The entire surface of the table is filled with alcohol bottles. Most of them are unopened, which perhaps is a good thing. But that's not why the police are here. They're here to talk to 15-year-old Lauren. Lauren is sitting on one of those kitchen counter stools, and she naturally looks very stressed. Because what is it now? They've been through this for the past 2 years, every single week. Once a week, almost on the dot, she gets taken into this small back office in the high school to turn over her phone, where they take all the text messages that have come in, and it feels like a CIA undercover operation without the intelligence. She's been doing this for so long. And Officer Maine has not gotten closer to finding out who did it. All that's happened is Lauren's life has been ruined. Like, what do you mean you don't know who's sending the harassing messages? They're sending 40 to 60 a day. The phone number is right there. Go find them. Every time they would go to the police, Lauren's mom, Kendra, would try to give them any information that would help. Maybe it's this person. She's always had some sort of jealousy for Lauren. Maybe it's this person. The way that they sent messages kind of sounds like them, doesn't it? Meanwhile, Lauren's dad, Sean, he's getting frustrated with the police. He's pleading with them. We gotta nail this son of a bitch. Whoever is doing this is ruining their daughter's life and stalking their 14-year-old daughter. We have to find them. And the police finally do. They're standing in Lauren's living room, standing in front of Lauren. Lauren's mom, Kendra, walks out. She's sitting on the counter stool next to her daughter. And Kendra's reaching over, holding Lauren's hand because they're about to find out who the hell has been sending these unknown messages. For about 2 years, Lauren and her boyfriend, Owen, I mean, the two of them have been in their own specialized version of hell, where the producers of Pretty Little Liars and Gossip Girl have come together and tried to make these random teenagers' lives absolutely miserable. This all starts when they're 13 years old. I mean, to be fair, the makers of Pretty Little Liars and Gossip Girl don't even know they exist, but they are living in the real-life version of these two shows. Pretty Little Liars focuses on a small town, Rosewood, Pennsylvania, where 5 friends, best friends, have a sleepover. One of them goes missing. The other 4 friends, they all fall apart until someone starts sending them anonymous text messages, and this unknown number seems to know every little freaking secret that they have, like how one of them was caught making out with their English teacher. Another one of them made out with their sister's fiance. It's an unhinged show. And Gossip Girl is the older, richer New York City version of that. And somehow, Gossip Girl and A both find their way to Beale City High School, where it starts with 13-year-old Lauren and her boyfriend, Owen. They start getting messages, and in the beginning, it's kind of silly goofy. It's like silly goofy kindergarten messages. The text messages are juvenile at best. The first few messages, if someone were to hand me a phone and would tell me to text something mean, and I sat on my phone, this would be the outcome. It's just like gibberish insults. One message reads, "You are the ugliest person I have ever seen."
It's always texted both of them?
Yeah. I mean, it's not particularly original or specific. It's rather subjective of an observation, but coming from an unknown sender, it's a little creepy. Then another one. Goff, you be the ugliest skank. Ain't playing ugly motherfucker. Then another one. We will make every day miserable for you. It's a little silly. He be with us tomorrow at Cornhole. Sorry, not sorry. After Cornhole, he hanging with us. We got plans, bitch. Owen is obsessed with us, and everyone knows it. The seniors talk about how hard he want our sorry, not sorry. You trash, we ain't. I mean, it's bad, but there are multiple, even above this, there were multiple text messages about Cornhole. Like a cornhole tournament. You know cornhole, the game? With the wooden boards, and then you try to stick it's like skee ball. They're like having, it's the most atrocious thing being the spelling of the messages. But clearly, by the end of this message, it starts kind of escalating. And like the seasons of Pretty Little Liars and Gossip Girl, with every episode that passes, the boring text message threats aren't cutting it anymore. The unknown sender starts amping it up. I mean, it's getting rather mean. We will win. I promise you. Owen doesn't like you. He doesn't love you. Lauren and Owen both have no clue who this person is. They've tried asking around to see if anybody knows who the number belongs to. Nothing. They've tried calling, and they won't respond. They just say, stop calling. And they're trying to get them to answer. Stop hiding. Answer my call. Or are you scared to talk to me? Just scathing messages come in after this, bombarding their phones. They've tried tracing the number back. These are all burner numbers. Someone is getting an app to get a fake phone number to message them, and with annoying frequency. I mean, they're just nonstop getting haggled by this fake number. Is it a girl in their class? Is it a guy? Is it multiple people? One message says, we will win. Who is we? And what the hell are they winning? Owen? That seems to be the point. It seems like Lauren gets bullied for being anorexic and not pretty enough for Owen based off these messages. The unknown sender seems pretty intent on making sure that they do not stay together, and they want Owen for herself, himself, themselves. We don't know how many people are behind this.
So when this is happening, did Owen or Lauren have an idea who it could be? Did they start talking about it at all?
Yeah, they later have an idea, and we're going to get there. But the text messages read, you have no friends, and we all fucking hate you. Fuck off, you nasty ass skank whore. And that is targeted towards Lauren. And it's all a game to the unknown sender. I apologize. It became a game. It was easy. Over the past year, we got Owen to say he cheated, wanted nudes, we were better, had better bodies, hated you, didn't want to be with you, you were ugly, lesbian-looking, anorexic, and wanted other girls at games. It's just like nonstop, 40 to 50 of these paragraphs a day. In another message, it reads, he's ready to be with a real girl who gives him what he wants. Fucking trash, don't wear fucking leggings. Ain't no one want to see your anorexic flat ass. You dress like a fucking slut. You trying to get attention? Fuck off. I mean, it's mean, don't get me wrong. I would be crying myself to sleep, especially if I'm that young, but it's just not that personal yet. It feels vaguely mean, if that makes sense. But they start escalating to get more scathing and more precise with what the unknown sender is trying to target. This feels like a warm-up. For real, how do you not break up when he says you ugly, embarrassing, mistake, anorexic, worst body, ain't giving him? He wants sex, BJs, and making out. He doesn't want your sorry ass. He wants a real girl, and we will make sure he gets that. Don't come to the game. He ain't want you there. He ain't want to see you. He hates you. Which is probably enough to get Lauren to feel like, wait, I don't know who this person is, but what if there is some truth to it? What if Owen is doing something weird? Then another text message that makes Lauren feel paranoid. We're staying at a hotel with him on Thursday, and your sorry ass won't be there. Are you jealous? We'll be flirting and cuddling Thursday, and you will be lonely. We're staying with him at the same hotel, and he's going to meet us and sneak to our rooms for the night. He wants a hot, athletic, sexy dressing girl, someone to show some off and get down in bed. He hates you forever. Sometimes Owen and Lauren will be sitting in science class. Ding. The messages are coming in. Sometimes it happens at 3 a.m. Ding. The messages are coming in. Ding. Hi, Lauren. Owen is breaking up with you. And so Lauren and Owen, they try to talk to the principal to see if there's any sort of way to try and track down who's sending the messages. Some of them are coming out during class time, and it seems like whoever is sending this knows what Lauren is wearing in class, knows all of these things about the kids' lives. The principal decides, here's the best plan that we can come up with. Anytime you get a text message from the unknown sender, you text me the timestamp on it. So if the message comes in like 3:20 p.m., you text me that. I will go through the cameras on the school campus to see who is on their phone at that time, which means we've got our guy, right? Or gal, whatever, we have our person. They start that. But it's quite tedious to go through all the cameras. And not only that, the school doesn't really have a policy against the usage of phones. So it's hard to tell which students are sending text messages to Lauren and Owen, which ones are just texting, which ones are browsing YouTube, which ones are on TikTok. You can't see it. So it's kind of moot point. It's like with every precaution that they try to take, or every step that they get closer to figuring out who it is, the menacing nature of the texts increase tenfold. Hey, Lo. Owen's saying you're a worthless fuck in his life. You never meant. You fucking ruined my life. You biggest regret and mistake ever. You the ugliest hoe. Then another one. No one ever want your anorexic flat ass and tits. No dude ever touching that you nasty slut. His life would be better if you were dead. Dead. Hashtag bang bang. Hashtag
Whoa.
Owen wants you dead today. Jump off a bridge.
Like, how long has this been when they start texting these type of messages?
A few months in, but it goes on for a long time.
Whoa.
Kill yourself. Project Slammer is a CIA project where the CIA goes into prisons and they interview over 40 incarcerated former CIA spies. And they try to figure out what makes them a traitor, what makes them turn on the CIA, and give information to foreign adversaries. Why do you commit treason? The big one is obviously narcissism. There is a huge money gain element there, but typically it takes a narcissist to become a spy. They also typically like to think of themselves as bigger than a regular employee, someone with a bigger purpose, and the rules and consequences of, literal treason don't apply to them, so it should be fine. But that's not really new and riveting information. Like, they can't really find who's a narcissist in the CIA. And I'm sure they can, but that doesn't mean all of them are useless traitors. Most of them are probably useful intelligence agents. They've also identified the most critical time point in which someone could potentially become a mole. They already have to have some sort of personality dysfunction, like narcissism. The ease of opportunity has to present itself. Nobody's going to go and hunt down the opportunity to become a traitor. And 3, they have to have an acute life crisis. I thought that was so fascinating. So it's not the biggest life crisis. It's a middle-of-the-road life crisis. It could be a small professional humiliation, a small to medium-sized financial obstacle. It's not bankruptcy. It's like You are now $10,000 in debt because of gambling.
Why is that so crucial for this to happen?
Acute life event means that it has the ability to throw that type of person off and make them vulnerable into making very bad decisions or feeling like they're meant to do something bigger in life. If the life event is too big, they usually don't have the mental capacity to become a traitor. So it has to be like a medium-sized life event. So for example, if a parent dies and it's not sudden, it's like old age, that's an acute life event because everyone is under the impression that your parents are supposed to die before you do. But if their child dies, that's too major of a life event.
Fascinating. Yeah.
It's interesting. So it's like a life event that shakes them up, but it cannot be so big that they're so shaken that they cannot become a mole. And a lot of the ways, I'm sure the CIA has got advanced ways on figuring out who's a mole. Like, when they had Robert Hansen find the mole in the CIA when he was the mole. So like super advanced. Yeah, I think we covered that case. There was a guy named Robert Hansen. He was working with the Russians. And he's like, oh yeah, let me go find the mole. He's the mole.
Huh.
But one of the easiest methods that even the Kardashians will employ is the planting of false information. That is what the Beale City high schoolers start doing. They run their little own psyop. The inner circle close to Owen start their own find the mole operation, starting with the classic strategy. Share select information with person A and only person A. See if it ends up in the chat. Share information with person B and only person B. See if it ends up in the chat. And that's how you find the mole. But if it's one of them, well, then what do you do? And there's major concerns now because the messages are becoming so relentless, so vicious, that it feels like it's about to amp up into two things. Like one of two things is going to happen. One, Lauren is going to self-exit after enduring endless torture and harassment by some random number. That is a huge concern. And two, whoever this person is, what if they snap? Yeah, what if they go from text threats to something a lot more physical? And clearly, they're in the vicinity. Lauren will sometimes fight back, responding, stop, please, you're jealous, and you can say whatever you want. I don't care, and I don't care what anyone says or thinks. I will wear his jersey proudly every day. Other times, it feels like something bad is going to happen.
I'm assuming they already reported to the police immediately from the beginning, and the police just could not figure it out, right?
No, the police are doing once-a-week meetings at the school with the kids to get all of the text messages. And it's getting bad because Lauren is starting to lose steam. She's writing things like, please stop. I'm begging you to please stop. Like, what do I need to do for you to stop? I honestly can't take it anymore and will do anything you want if you will please stop. And they don't stop. More messages come in. Girl, he said he don't need you to be here. His life better if he never met you, girl. He hitting us up like crazy today. He been messaging and flirting and he was hitting us up from a hotel at Ford Field and he's talking. He said he's cheating and moving on to a new girl. He was stupid to be with you. You suck. He wants hot, athletic, sexy dressing girl. Not you. Then a message is sent to Owen. She don't deserve the air she breathes. She's a pointless human. This has been happening for 2 years. Sean, Lauren's dad, is saying there are lots of bad changes in Lauren. I mean, she's not as active with basketball. She used to love basketball. She never wants to go to school. They have to force her every morning and they get into fights. Lauren's mom, Kendra, has had a softer approach. She tries to tell Lauren, I told her to just keep being her and just not even worry about anything, right? I didn't believe anyone would actually do anything harmful. It doesn't matter anymore, though, because with the help of the FBI, the sheriff's office has finally caught the person threatening Lauren and Owen. And if you guys watch the documentary, you already know. Lauren and Kendra are sitting on the counter stools with Kendra comforting her daughter, Lauren.
This is like police cam recording rolling.
Yeah. Even though she knows that Lauren is about to find out that the entire time the unknown sender had been inside the school every single day, taunting Lauren, watching her, texting her. Not in the same classroom as Lauren, not even the same grade as Lauren, but in the school, in one of the back staff rooms, the unknown sender had been sitting there talking to the principal about how to stop the harassment. Because the unknown sender is Lauren's own mom, Kendra. Kendra has been the one sending these messages, and you already know that. Kendra has been anonymously harassing her own daughter for years, and she knows that's what the officer is going to say because just minutes ago, before Lauren even came into the living room, the officer confronted Kendra one-on-one.
Whoa.
Here's the deal. When we were doing the investigation and the FBI got involved, we come up with some stuff that comes back to you. Which, side note, they don't talk about this in the documentary because I think it was like tedious stuff. I don't know if people were going to find it interesting, but I found it super interesting. The FBI tracked down, Kendra was using a lot of anonymous apps like Pinger to disguise her phone number and make all these fake numbers, and that's how she was texting them. The sheriff's office is like, well, I don't know what to do about that.
Is it like Google numbers, like a fake number?
Yes, I think it's a little, it's like Google number. And the FBI come in, they apply search warrants to Pinger, they apply search warrants to all of these apps, and it comes back to an IP address. And now they need to make sure that this IP address, because it kind of is leading to Kendra, but they need to make sure. So the FBI actually has one of the other moms send Kendra a hidden link to like a school thing. She clicks on the link and it's her IP address, and they match the IP address.
Oh.
So it's freaking Kendra. And Kendra is staring at the officer, not necessarily showing much emotion, and she's just like, what do you mean? The messages coming and originating from you. No.
When we were doing the investigation and the FBI got involved, we come up with some stuff that comes back to you.
What do you mean?
The messages coming and originating from you.
No.
It's just weird. Kendra's not even convincing herself. The no is so half-baked. It's very, no. Her facial expression doesn't really change. It's weird.
Every message that went to the kids, your number come back through Pingree or whatever it is, the app that tried to hide it. Your number, even though it was being hid, showed up every single message.
My number?
Yep.
Does she really think she could have got away with FBI getting involved?
Yeah. And she says, my number? Yep. Does it have to do with Owen? Is there some sort of infatuation there with Owen? No, nothing like that. Does Lauren know about it? No. She shakes her head and she's asking the detective. I really don't want her to.
It doesn't look like going from here. Because the thing is once this is out there, like, I don't know how she can go to school.
The officer is like, yeah, well, there's no way around it, so we're going to bring in Lauren, we're going to sit her down and talk to her. And she's about to finally hear who the hell has been threatening her and encouraging her to self-exit, calling her all sorts of nasty names, trying to steal her boyfriend for the past 2 years. The officer starts.
Mom just got wrapped up into this mess.
Mom got wrapped up in some stuff? What does that mean?
The text messages. He's kind of vague about it. In the Netflix documentary, he doesn't even really say the text messages. In the unedited audio, he mentions the text messages like once. So it's pretty clear that Lauren kind of understands it's about the text messages.
Oh, okay.
Mom just got wrapped up into this mess and continued on blasting these text messages and stuff out. I know that's probably confusing as heck and why, but sometimes when we're not thinking straight, we do some things that aren't right.
Lauren's mom, Kendra, reaches over and puts her hand on Lauren's thigh in a show of comfort. But if you listen carefully, like, why would they need a search warrant for Kendra's phones? I think Lauren is slowly putting everything together. I will say the officer is just oddly vague about the whole thing. And Lauren is, like, piecing together. She's glancing around.
Oh, so that's how he unveiling the information.
Yeah.
That it's your mother.
Yeah.
But all he says was, your mom being wrapped up in some stuff.
Text messages, so we have a search warrant, we found stuff on her phone, so Lauren is like slowly piecing it together. We're gonna take her phone and stuff. You know, sometimes when we're not thinking straight, we do some things that aren't right. Your mom doesn't want to get this out, but it's gonna be public information. By this point, Kendra is up on her daughter. She has her arms wrapped all the way around Lauren like she's like a sloth trying to climb a tree. She's resting her left cheek onto Lauren's head, kissing her forehead, wiping the baby hairs from her forehead.
What?
So
What a weird course of action when
Yeah.
you were just exposed for harassing and abusing your child for years.
And the officer is like, she said you had no idea what was going on, and I believe that. What has to happen now is I have to make sure you and your mom are safe before I leave. So I'd like you to call your dad, and maybe he can come home and meet with us, okay? Kendra reaches over and grabs Lauren's hand, almost as if she is the one needing comfort. Now, Kendra is a part of the Netflix documentary Unknown Number, which is interesting considering the call is coming from inside the house, literally. But when Kendra sits down, she has a very big reason to agreeing to all of this. She just wants her side of the story to be heard. She says, you guys are going to think I'm the crazy lady. Every single one of us makes mistakes. Not a single one of us has lived a perfect life. And realistically, a lot of us have broke the law at some point or another and not got caught. I'll be honest, I'm sure people drove drunk, haven't been caught, right? But again, if you get caught, you're in the same situation I'm in, but for a different thing. So I do feel that people lose sight of that. I know to some, I'm a headline, I'm a villain, I'm a bad mom, I'm a whatever. But that's because, one little piece of my story, they don't know my whole story. And she explains. So the messages stop for a little bit, and they pick back up. In my mind, I'm like, how long do we let this go on? So to give you some further context, an unknown sender starts sending harassing text messages to Lauren and Owen. And then they stop for like 11 months. They stop sending any messages. And then all of a sudden the text messages pick back up again. And this time it's 40, 50 a day for a year. Kendra is saying that she never sent the original messages.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to get into that later. More on that later because nobody believes you, Kendra. But she says after 11 months, she picks up where they left off by sending harassing threats, and her reasoning for this is very simple. She wants to catch whoever sent the first original text messages. She wants to find out who they are, so she's going to send more messages. She says, what do I do as a parent? Honestly, the best way would have been to stop it by shutting her cell phone down, right? But then I was like, well, why would she have to do that? Why should I have to get her a new phone? Like, because of someone else's actions, right? I really wanted to get to the bottom of who it was, right? And that's when I started sending the text messages to Lauren and Owen. I was sending the messages in hopes that maybe they would send back asking, is this somebody? Is this so-and-so? To just kind of give me something, right?
Oh, this person is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. When is she saying this? When she's getting...
In the Netflix documentary.
Like, this is with the police at the police station?
No,
or just sitting at home?
This is like after she's a free woman and she's sitting down with Netflix.
Oh, wow. She made up this really, nobody even freaking will believe 1% of the reasoning, and she's like telling it with full chest.
Yeah, and all the IP addresses lead back to her and only her, so.
Oh my God. It doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't. Her reasoning doesn't make sense. But she says, I was also hoping that as maybe they talked about the messages amongst their friend group and stuff, that something might come up that could help pinpoint, where they were originating from. I started in the thoughts of, we need some answers. And then it just kept going. It was a spiral. Kind of a snowball effect. I don't think I knew how to stop. I was somebody different in those moments. It was like I had a mask on or something. She starts spending 8 hours a day sending these messages to harass her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend. It becomes her full-time job because she lies about having a job. She gets let go of her job and lies about it. She never tells her family that she's been let go of this job. And for a year, she pretends to go to work, but instead she is sending messages.
What's her job before?
She used to be an IT specialist at Ferris University. She was let go, and now this is her full-time job, sending messages. And she
Wait, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not in the university.
No.
Is that the acute life event that you were mentioning, or it's unrelated?
It seems like it's one of them. Isn't that interesting?
She got fired.
Yes.
For what reason?
She spent too much time on her phone on texting and video calling and calling people that were not work-related.
Wow.
So she gets let go, and this becomes her full-time job, sending messages, and she's saying that she's doing this to catch the real person that sent a few messages 11 months ago. Meanwhile, she's over here texting Owen and I down to suck finger fuck. His and fingers, my pussy and mouth. Making me creamy. And not in the documentary, but in the court doc, it reads, Owen, like our science convo about redacted being fingered, he's ready to do it to me. We know you ain't doing it, and like they told you, he need better. I will be that girlfriend for him and give him it all. This is again from the court documents. I don't know why they weren't shown in the documentary because these text messages, even just the text messages that were shown in the documentary, a lot of netizens are saying, how is she not charged with like sexually harassing a minor? But those text messages in the court documents are worse. Another text message from the court doc, again, reads, these are 13, 14-year-olds. Owen got the fingering deets, and he be, and I be jerking and making him creamy. You be fucking jealous.
So her text message just like vulgar. There's not even a message.
The message is, Owen wants me and not you.
Yeah, just over and over and over and over.
Another text message just reads, creamy. You should have been a real girlfriend and gave him what he needed. Be f***ing jealous. My f***ing tits in his face. Real ass, real body, bitch. Bed pics for real. FaceTime get real. Our f***ing text he jerked off for me. Fuck off. He said I'm f***ing hot. Best ever. F***ing making him horny. F***ing make him horny. Make it cream. Again, Kendra claims she has a very good reason for this. She is basically going undercover to figure out who the real harasser originally was. You have to believe her. Not being invited to Chloe Wilson's annual Halloween party would probably have me crying in my room at night. Chloe is one of the popular girls at the school. She's on the volleyball team, the basketball team. Her parents are popular. She has friends from nearby schools. Everyone knows Chloe and everyone knows her Halloween parties, except Lauren, who does not even want to go. And technically, Lauren's not invited. But Owen states, well, if I'm going, then you're going to come with me. Because Owen and Lauren are dating. Lauren and Owen have been dating for like a year at this point. And Owen, by all accounts, seems like the more popular one. He seems a little bit more social. He has a lot of friends. He's on the football team. And Lauren is described by everyone as being pretty quiet. She likes to keep to herself in a small group of people that she knows. And that's what she likes. And the Halloween party does not sound like something that she wants to attend. But they're dating. This is part of the life. So now it's part of hers. Lauren just does not really get along with people like Chloe. Beale City high school cliques seem very intense. It's a small town school. Beale City has one stoplight, 2 bars, and they're more like pubs. The entire town has a population of a few hundred people with more wind turbines than they have bars. One netizen describes living...
Few hundred people in the town?
Yeah.
Wow.
One netizen describes living in a small town like that as, quote, an experience where you have to be careful not to kiss a relative. Not because incest is like a trend or a shared experience, but because there's only so many residents and you can only have so many drinks before you're like, wait, am I blackout drunk and making out with my cousin? It's a numbers game.
Oh. Huh.
Lauren describes living in Beale City as a really small school in a really small area and everybody knows everybody. I feel like you're going to absolutely love living there or you're going to loathe it. It's cute. If a local is diagnosed with cancer, the whole town will start a meal train and sell shirts that read, "Nobody fights alone." And there's only about 30 kids per class. Meaning Lauren's class that she's graduating with consists of about 30 to 50 students. The entire school building is K through 12, all in one building. I feel like the kids are all just in one class completely. And out of the 30 kids, they have separate group chats, separate friend groups. Owen describes it as, you've got the popular kids, like Chloe and her friends. You've got the cheerleaders. And then you have the quiet kids. I guess because there's not as many people, there are less groups. I mean, nobody says it outright, but it seems like Lauren is maybe in the quieter group, Owen is maybe in the popular group, or, Lauren is maybe floating between the groups. And nothing is wrong with any of that. The problem comes when everyone is just talking about everyone.
I mean, if there's only a few hundred people,
yeah,
that's not that hard to find out who.
That's what
right?
I was saying.
Wow.
I love going into my tagged photos to see some of the most beautiful crafts that you guys make and tag me in. Some of you guys have like the cutest small stickers that you make to, I don't even know how you print those, to handmade jewelry, just amazing stuff. I would love to support you guys in the way you deserve. So if you are waiting to start your own small business, this time is now. Taking your business to the next level is a dream that a lot of us share. But too often I feel like it just stays a dream. The what ifs creep in. What if it fails? What if someone gets the idea first? Turn those what ifs into why nots and help your business soar with Shopify. As you guys know, we have a special project with Shopify in the works. Although I can't make any promises, if we were to ever do a pop-up shop one day, Shopify's point of sale system would have us covered with wireless hardware that can synchronize physical orders with any online sales so we don't lose track of inventory. Turn those what ifs into why nots and keep giving those big dreams the best shot with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/rotten. Go to shopify.com/rotten. Shopify.com/rotten. One of Owen's childhood best friends and fellow potential popular kid is Sophie. And she says, no one really has anything better to do than talk about other people. Like, even the parents, they talk about us, teenagers, what we're doing. And I feel like that's kind of a toxic thing that gets passed down. One netizen concurs by writing a review on Beale City High School on niche.com, quote, parents are great, but some care too much about the athletic sphere. The parents are really involved. Owen might say that they're too involved. And even the parents want to talk to the other parents about the kids' drama. The parents have drama themselves. It's kind of a mess in a lot of small towns, and Beale City is not immune to these social circles. But it seems by all accounts that the popular kids are going to be the ones in attendance at Chloe's Halloween party. And this is when the first text messages come in. One of the first messages from the unknown sender to both Lauren and Owen read, did Owen say anything to you about what's going on? If he didn't tell you yet, I will. Owen and I agreed and thought it would be a great time for Owen and I to get together and officially hook up. You are not being invited because we want this time together. He's coming to my house on Halloween too and is giving me his sweatshirt to wear. You're a sweet girl, but I know I can give him what he wants. Sorry, not sorry.
This is sent to Owen as well.
Yes. It's obvious he wants me. His attention is constantly on me. When was the last time he paid attention to you or acted like he likes you? He is never with you, nor is he ever talking to you. He's always with, quote, other girls or texting and talking to me. He's constantly hitting on me. He laughs, smiles, touches my hair, picks at me, and crushing hardcore for me. He always wants to be near me and involved in our conversations. When has he ever acted like that way to you? Don't be jealous when I wear his sweatshirt and jersey. Not sure what he told you, but he is coming to the Halloween party, and we are both DTF.
If they were 13.
Yeah. He wants nothing to do with you. He thinks you're annoying and an ugly ass and wishes you would leave him the fuck alone. I feel like these text messages are literally a Gossip Girl episode. Why do you think he's on his phone all the time talking to me? It's obvious. He does not want you in his life. He talks about you all the time. You didn't get invited to his football game. I did. You didn't get invited to his house. I did. You didn't get invited to sleep with him. I did. I'm spending the night with him. I'm sharing a bed with him, not you. He's comforting me, not you. You didn't get invited to be with him in the hot tub. I did. Then another text message reads, I hope you finally get the point. He wants to spend time with me, not you. We will keep making you look stupid. He promised to keep flirting with me, and I promised to do it all in front of you. He wants to see you run out of school crying. He fucking hates your ugly anorexic ass. What the hell is that? Lauren is so confused. Owen is reassuring her that he is absolutely not DTF and has no clue who this person is. Owen thinks it's maybe one of the quieter kids because they're more, quote, techie, but clearly somebody is just messing with them. At the Halloween party, they start going around and asking around to see if anyone knows the number or if someone sent it as like a sick joke. Nobody fesses up and they move on for 11 months. Nothing happens. Kendra claims these Halloween messages were not sent by her. She said, not those ones. I did not. It wasn't until way later. 11 months later, the messages start again, and I feel like they're way, 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 way worse. And we're going to go through a lot of the text messages, the ones from the Netflix documentary, the ones from the court document. They're all going to be in here. And we're going to go through the messages while we go through the theories of why Kendra did this to her own daughter. Because I feel like Netflix kind of at the end threw out a reasoning of why Kendra did this, but a lot of netizens are not even convinced by that reasoning. Some people think it's got to be something else, and there's actually a lot more theories online, and text messages supporting those theories will be included when we get to them. But one thing is 1,000%. All the roads lead back to Kendra. 18 months into the messages, terrorizing the entire school. By month 18, I mean, everybody knows about this. By like the first month, everybody knew about it. The principal, superintendent, the sheriff, everybody's involved. Kids are pointing the finger at other kids. The parents are pointing the finger at kids. It's not until April 2022 the FBI gets involved. And like I said, all the IP addresses, even the beginning ones that she claims she absolutely did not send, were all sent by Kendra. So why did she do it? Theory number 1. Kendra is jealous of her teenage daughter, Lauren. Sick to her stomach, green with envy level jealous. One message reads, Lo, which is Lauren's nickname, you be jealous when he's at varsity game today. He ain't wasting time seeing you suck. He knows you suck. You the worst. You for real need to quit. No one wants you playing. Ain't no one sad. Break an ankle. It's interesting because usually when there is jealousy from mother to daughter, the mother wants the daughter to do well enough to reflect well on her own parenting, but not so well that the daughter outshines the mother. Basically, this experience, this is a Redditor. My mother always wanted me to be pretty, but not too pretty. Like I had a cute, tiny waist, so if I wore a belt that defined my waistline, she told me I looked like a slut. It's interesting. Some psychologists have said it's like a narcissistic mother views their daughter as direct threats. Anytime they look at their daughter, it is a reminder of their youth and a reminder of the mother's own aging process. They want to provide more freedom for their kids because that makes them look good amongst their friends, but they also resent them for having a better life than they did, so they want to take them down. Another message reads, you have no friends. You fucking suck cock for guys to talk to you. You fucked up. You treat him like shit. You don't get with him in bed. You don't sneak out with him. You fucking dress awful. Ain't no guy want that. You look like an anorexic toddler. That ain't sexy. It's embarrassing. You need to do something about that. You need to change your face, hair, body, clothes. He agreed. He won't give you his jersey to wear. He ain't wasting no time. No waste of space mistake. Ugly anorexic toddler wearing his shit to embarrass him. He ain't proud of you and wishes he never met your sorry ass. He said it looked better on a dog than you. Embarrassed when you wear it. That was from the court document. Perhaps Kendra is just jealous that her entire role that she now sees it is, and this is not me saying it, but maybe she just sees herself as a mom now. And Lauren is maybe entering what Kendra believes are her prime years, high school, college. Kendra's cousin was interviewed for the documentary, and she said, Kendra is very fun, very outgoing, the life of the party. She likes the attention, I think. If she were here right now, so she's being interviewed by the producers. And
like
she
she
says,
knows the whole thing.
And she says, if Kendra were here right now, and you're talking to me, you're interviewing me, she would be dancing over there to try and get your attention, to get you to look at her. Now she suddenly has kids, and she's a baseball, basketball coach for Lauren. One report states that while Lauren is quiet, Kendra's like the cool mom. People say that she would gossip with the girls, literally high school girls. During softball or basketball practice, students would film her dancing to Sir Mix-a-Lot and doing cartwheels down a hotel hallway when they would have away games.
Fascinating.
Another odd thing is Kendra would show up to the school to comfort Lauren, but would use it as an opportunity to get close with the other high school girls. She would tell classmates of Lauren's that she's bringing a change of clothes for Lauren because the person texting was making fun of her shirt, so she feels insecure.
She's texting it, and she's bringing a shirt.
And then now she's getting sympathy from all these high school girls that are like, oh, Miss Lakari, I feel
what
so
a great
bad.
mom.
Yeah, that's so sweet
Wow.
of you. And even if she wasn't, why would you even consider text or telling someone when the bully is supposedly in the classroom and could use it against your daughter? Or another time she'll text girls in Lauren's class saying things along the lines of, can you go to the bathroom and check up on Lauren? She just texted me that she's crying in the stalls. Or she would talk to other kids about how stressed she is, about how stressed Lauren is about these text messages. But Kendra will swear, this is not the motive. She is not a jealous mother. Yes, she was targeting everything that Lauren was insecure about. However, it wasn't to make her feel bad. Kendra straight up says, Lauren knows she's petite. She knows she's small. She knows she's thin. So I might have kind of picked up on some of her insecurities. Her hair, her appearance, her looks, But honestly, the messages weren't really targeted at her insecurities. The Netflix producer does ask something that kind of pissed off a lot of netizens, which is they asked Kendra, were they targeted at you? Were you sending those messages to yourself? And they were like, why are you trying to give her an out to make herself look better? Basically,
What?
they're asking her, like, did you feel like the mean things you were saying, you were almost saying it to yourself?
No? What kind of a question is that?
But Kendra is like, yes, that very well possibly because I was way too thin. I was not eating, so you could put me in that anorexic category. A lot of people are like, why would you even ask that? I also don't think that that's what happened at all. I honestly think that Kendra was saying that because, I also struggle with my choice of... Sometimes I struggle with body image as well, right? Everybody does. Lots of people do. And some people think that Kendra, as she's aging, she notices that her metabolism is not as quick as it used to be. And maybe she has to work extra hard to stay in that body frame that she likes. And she's looking at her teenage daughter, and like lots of teenage kids, they can just eat whatever they want and they don't really fluctuate in weight as much as like a 50-year-old woman. And so maybe she's very upset with that. I don't think that she's sending it to herself. I think she's pissed off.
Yeah.
And I mean, the messages are insane. Some more read, you jealous bitch. He ain't talking to your sorry ass. He talking to us. How does it feel to lose? Your anorexic body ain't worth it. He never came back to you. He never want to talk to you again. He want you to fucking stop. You fucking will be crying every day. We could fucking care less. He never come back to you. He didn't even talk to you to get the fucking point. He hates you. Now we ruin your life. You fucking did this. Now we ruin your life. We all hate you. You fucking suck. You're the fucking reason JV lost the basketball game and only went to the varsity game. We losing. You didn't do shit. You fucking suck. Proved it again. Break a neck, leg, anything today and be done with basketball. Ugly, anorexic, no good. We promise you, you know he's cheating. F you, we won, and he hates you. There have been times that I have just been like deep in the trenches of unsafe lands where I just know all the occupants, all the residents of this online territory hate my existence. And I will go in the trenches, knee deep in the pure hatred spewing out of the comments against me. Mind you, not to give any of those people, like very aggressively hateful people, any grace. But those people, they don't even know me. I don't know them. I don't personally care for them. I have no interpersonal connection with them. And they still don't say such vile shit. Like, it's crazy. I know it sounds immature at times, which is why I think people aren't taking it as seriously. Well, they are, but it's not. They don't think the messages themselves are that detrimental. I think more people are focused on the fact that Kendra is crazy. But these messages this is like a freaking bombardment of hatred. If you look at maybe one message, sure, you could say it's goofy, but then when you look at thousands of them coming in nonstop, it's like suffocating. There are even Photoshop pictures with vomit emojis thrown on top of Lauren's face, writing words like skank and all over the photos. And it's interesting because even a mean girl in high school will probably not have this level of bizarrely immature, pure hatred. And for Kendra to have that against her own daughter is bizarre. And I say immature hatred not because I don't think it's immature in the sense of, oh, this is dumb, but in the sense of like, this feels like jealousy in the purest form. It's not even complicated jealousy. You know, sometimes with jealousy, it's like, I want my family member to do well, but I get slightly jealous because I know when they do well, my parents will inevitably compare me to them and then put me down. So their happiness does directly impact my happiness. And it's like, it's a little more complicated. This, pure jealousy. Mm-hmm. It's weird. And she's just so mean. One text message, not in the documentary, it just says, you're no one. Off. Lauren doesn't respond. So she texts, speechless. Keep it that way. Another one just responds meanly. Hey, bitch, how you lunch? LMAO.
Wow. Huh.
One part of the court document reads, the texts go on to suggest that she is losing her peer group and that no one likes her. The effect of these messages have on a teen is devastating and will create lifelong trauma. Learning that this was her own mother that perpetrated this crime only exacerbates those effects tenfold.
Wait, did her dad find out?
Yeah.
And what was all of that reaction?
We'll get into it.
Okay.
He was devastated. One netizen comment reads, she was obviously jealous of Lauren. Like, be for real, Kendra. And of course, netizens have taken to armchair diagnose Kendra. Is it narcissistic personality disorder? But people are also arguing everybody has that these days, according to the internet. So, like, what does that even mean anymore? Some people are saying, is it borderline personality disorder? Others are arguing, again, Everybody has that, antisocial personality disorder. But the one that's being more seriously thrown around in this discourse is histrionic personality disorder. HPD is usually characterized by a pervasive pattern of excessive emotionality and attention-seeking behaviors. People who genuinely are annoyed not being the center of attention, they will act in strangely inappropriate sexual ways in front of even coworkers just to get attention that they crave. Basically, another disorder that people like to slap typically on women on the internet, but usually incorrect. It's not that common to have HPD, but I do see how in this specific case, some netizens are coming to the theory that Kendra has it. Firstly, it's one of the nicer diagnoses that you can give her. The other one just being like a pervert pedophile. But they're basically saying Kendra is the type to pretend to faint or get sick at everyone's birthday parties. And maybe that goes hand in hand with the jealousy that she feels for Lauren. The speculation online being that she cannot stand not being the center of attention, and she's being outshined by her daughter. I will say that HPD does have a very strong stigma, because I think the need to be the center of attention and it comes off as someone who is very vapid or vain. But one good comparison that people have with HPD is they say like a character is like Harlequin. It's not like, I just want everyone to look at it. It's usually connected to some deep desire to feel accepted, and they just go about it in ways that could be slightly destructive to themselves. Nevertheless, a lot of people believe Kendra might have HPD, which does not excuse her actions, nor does it mean that someone with HPD would do something like this. It's just part of the discourse. A lot of people point to the way that even at basketball games, she's like doing the cartwheels with all the teen kids. Like, it's weird, but at the same time, she's bullying her own daughter for her basketball performance. Text messages read, LMFAO, 2 points. You suck. With one comment reading, she was jealous of her daughter. I mean, she was pretty good. She was pretty good at sports, was the number one couple at school, and her mom envied the attention she got. So she tore down the town in order for her daughter to have a greater need for the mom in her life. Classic narcissistic abuse. Oh, another thing that was just so jolting. In the court documents, Kendra kept a screenshot of all the text messages organized on her desktop. Literal PDF files of text messages.
Like the thousands of them?
Yeah, a lot of them. And then another folder just titled Snap. It has all of her login history for Snapchat. And then she has a folder that was titled just O, and it was a letter to Owen, which was not included in the court document for privacy reasons, obviously. But it's weird. We're going to touch up on that later. So that's theory number one. But being jealous of her own daughter, which is a very real thing that happens, there is the other theory, the second theory. This is the one that Netflix kind of drove more into, which is cyber Munchausen by proxy. So to give you some context, Munchausen syndrome is someone who loves to pretend to be sick, to make themselves either literally sick or pretend to be sick to get sympathy. It's giving, I'm dying, but not actually. I just like that you're nice to me when you think I'm dying, and I think I look really good in a hospital gown. Munchausen by proxy is when a caretaker makes their caretaking subject, usually their child, sick. So everyone can rally around them. And this is actually a lot more dangerous because most of the time it's not pretend. Most of the time they are making their child sick and the child has no idea, and because the child can't lie to the doctor, so they just physically make them sick. These are the people that like to wrap their little cardigan around them and cry in the hospital waiting room. It's very terrifying. It's, my poor child is sick, and I'm secretly poisoning them. And now there's the online variation of it. Munchausen, where people will fake having cancer, posting literal TikToks of them getting chemotherapy, setting up GoFundMes, only for everyone to find out that they don't have any sort of terminal illness at all. They are healthy as a horse. Then you have this case, cyber Munchausen by proxy. Lauren is getting bullied, cyberstalked, harassed, bullied. She is a victim. And Kendra is her poor, sympathetic mother trying to fight for justice to make sure her daughter is okay. That is the theory. I mean, there have been reports of people making fake accounts to bully themselves for sympathy. There have been other reports of people making fake accounts to bully their friends. Okay, so this is where it gets weird. There have been reports of person A making a fake account to bully their best friend online, person B. And then it's like an anonymous hater. And then person A switches back to their real account and defends their best friend.
Oh.
To drive their best friend closer to them. Yeah.
Wow.
I know, I was down a rabbit hole looking into this because I was like, cyber Munchausen by proxy? How does that even work?
Wow, that's fascinating.
So now Kendra is a woman who cyberbullies her daughter so that she can feel needed. That is the theory out there on why Kendra did all of this. Kendra's cousin says, Kendra has been always an attention seeker, but when it comes down to it, she's always a good person. Maybe this is her way of making Lauren need her. You do as a teenager need your mom, but not in that way. Lauren would come home upset about these text messages, and Kendra got to play the hero and be there for her. The superintendent of the school states she wanted her daughter to need her in such a way that she was willing to hurt her, and this is the way she chose to do that, versus physically trying to make her ill, which is typical Munchausen behavior. It is not acceptable, but I think a lot of people have accepted it because it's just more digestible to think of it like that of, oh, okay, a mom who wants her daughter to need her seems a little bit more maternal and acceptable than, no, she literally hates her daughter. I think, because I don't know why so many people are running with this theory. I think there is maybe a little bit of this, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, I think the one thing I'm like, okay, I could see that is she does use it as the whole purpose of her life.
I feel like okay, if she wants to do that, I would say, wouldn't she do it even more publicly on like platforms, on blogs? Like just hating on the daughter.
Yeah, make like a Gossip Girl bully blog or something.
So then the whole freaking, make it more public maybe. But this is like very personal. She's like directly going after the daughter's insecurities.
Yeah. It's weird. And Kendra, she does make this whole thing her personality. She'll go to the school every day to talk about it. Someone gives her a suggestion of like, why don't you get her a new phone number? She'll ignore it, come back the next day, talk about it all over again. School members say, you got Kendra, and then you got Owen's mom, Jill, going to the school every day, just bitching at Dan, who's the principal. They're demanding that they go through kids' phones, but luckily the superintendent is like, hey, are you insane? You're not going to go through kids' phones. Like, we're not going to have interrogations in the basketball team. Side note, some of the sympathy farming, if you will, is weird. Kendra will take screenshots of the unknown sender texting her own daughter to self-exit, send it to Lauren's classmates, or sometimes even call them, to which a few of Lauren's classmates are actually very stressed out about this, and they feel like now every text or call from Kendra is going to be the one where they are told that Lauren is gone, because that's how concerned they are. One classmate says, how much can a little girl take? So people are saying that Jill, who is Owen's mom, is trying to get to the bottom of this. Every time she's talking to the principal, she's trying to implement new things to figure out who the texter is. Meanwhile, Kendra is just like sobbing. She's trying to get thoughts and prayers and a freaking casserole. That's the vibe. Which I don't know, but a lot of the documentary runs with this theory. Kendra again says that's not why. She says, I'm not jealous of my daughter. This is also not why. She said that she wanted to protect her daughter. She says, when I was 17, I was R-worded. And as my daughter was hitting those teenage years, I got scared. I got very scared. I didn't want her to go through the process that I'd gone through. And I think that really led me to not knowing how to handle things, right? It was hard because I was reliving what I had been through, but also at the same time wanting to protect her. I wanted to try to control the outcome of her journey. I was afraid of letting her grow up some, right? Wanting to protect her and keep her safe and keep her close, and scared to let her grow up because scared of what could happen to her. A lot of people are like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? A lot of netizens are confused why Netflix didn't push back on Kendra's excuse. Side note, another text in the court docs we found was Lauren texting, I don't understand any of this, but it's becoming very hurtful, and honestly, I'll do anything for you to stop and leave our lives alone. Neither of us did anything to anyone to deserve this, and honestly, it just makes me very sad. Kendra, unknown sender, responds, shut the up. Owen hates you, and he could care less about how your ugly anorexic ass feels. Give up on him and yourself. You're worthless. You f***ing lost. We will see when you get caught, and I hope you know our lives and feelings are not a game at all, and it's sad you act like you're proud of this, and I might be worthless or whatever you're calling me, but you're not worth my time, so please just stop. Kendra just responds, you're jealous, give up, and we won. Owen picks us, and you worthless trash to him. One netizen comments, I think she texted her daughter hurtful things. She was projecting her own insecurities onto her daughter. The mother felt worthless, losing her jobs, and probably felt like self-exiting, so she texted her daughter to hurt herself, and maybe she was jealous that her daughter was having happy teenage years, carefree teenage years, while she was not. Then there is another theory in the documentary that's touched up on for 2 seconds, which is Kendra was obsessed with Owen. So the jealousy of her daughter is stemming from the fact that she's jealous that her daughter is dating Owen. Kendra wants a 13-year-old boy, is the theory. And it mainly comes from Owen's mom stating that she believes Kendra was obsessed. Kendra's own text messages, a lot of them do come off very strangely. So one text message reads, "You will never take him away from me. You will never win when it comes to him. I will always win, and I have always and will always be more important to him. Owen loves me, and I will always be the girl he loves. You will not come into his life and take him away from me. That will not happen. You are a bitch, and I want you out of his life. He will always be with me while your lonely, ugly ass is alone. Owen and I need each other. Sorry, not sorry." Lauren responds, "I'm sorry you feel it's okay to say stuff, and if it makes you feel better about yourself, then good for you. I don't care what you say. Owen and I are solid, and you're not going to break us up." The response later to that is, "This phone number is no longer in service." Because she likes to change her phone number a lot. And so it just feels like...
What in the world?
It feels like targeted towards Lauren, yes, but it does feel weirdly obsessive with Owen.
Yeah.
Another text reads, "You are worthless and mean nothing. You never have. Get a life out of here. Owen will never look at you again or talk to you. You f***ed his life so bad. His family hates you for it, and he will never in his life acknowledge you again. Get the lost. He is done with you. You embarrass him for real. He picks us over you every day at school. He always has and always will. LOL, he hates you. You embarrass him, make him miserable. He avoids your sorry ass all day. You see him pick us over you for real. Your worst girlfriend. He wants zero with your sorry, ugly, anorexic ass." It just feels like some sort of unhinged, weird obsession. A lot of people say that it just feels like jealousy in the purest form, saying things like he wants sex, BJs, and making out. Again, this is sent from a middle-aged woman to a 13-year-old boy and to her own daughter. You don't give it up. He cheated on your ass for more. She's an ugly, anorexic, and sucks at everything. Ain't no one like her. She up on your boys, don't talk to her. Basically accusing Lauren of talking to Owen's friends. Owen, you f***ing promise, do not talk to her. She ain't worth it. People argue online that whether it was jealousy towards her own daughter, Munchausen by proxy, cyber Munchausen by proxy, whatever you want to call it, none of these text messages are appropriate to write to 13-year-olds. And you can't really write it, some netizens are arguing, without feeling something towards that boy. It's just kind of incomprehensible.
Right. Yeah, like these messages are really alarming to say.
Yeah.
Towards about a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah. Another message reads, "Owen loves me, and I will always be the girl he loves. He will be with me while your lonely, ugly ass is alone." In the documentary, Kendra says he liked, talking about Lauren and Owen. They liked a lot of the same stuff, a lot of the sports. They went trick-or-treating together, little things like that. How can you say they like trick-or-treating, recognize how young they are, and still text things like this? Further proof that netizens show that Kendra was obsessed with Owen is all of the text messages seem to center around them breaking up the golden couple because Owen likes us more than Lauren. Quote, "We will win." Well, Kendra does win because Lauren and Owen end up breaking up. Owen says, "We were on FaceTime and I told her it was just too much." It's clear the texter wanted them to break up. Owen says, "Maybe if we give them what they want and they stop, maybe one day we can try again."
Just in the midst of all of this?
And he thought it was going to get better because that was the whole point of all these messages is for them to break up. But it doesn't get better because months later, he goes to an away game and he meets this girl from a neighboring city like 2 hours away. They're not officially dating, they're just talking. But then he wakes up to a text from her. My mom just got a random text from someone. Owen is like, here we go again. It's the same format, same words, telling the girl from Pinconning to back off of me because I'm theirs. The texter went out of their way to find her mom's phone number that lives in Pinconning. I just felt like I couldn't do anything about it. I had no...
Wait. It's texting the girl's mom?
Yeah, this random girl's mom.
But not texting the girl or Owen?
No.
What?
I just felt like I couldn't do anything about it. I had no freedom. I felt like I couldn't date anyone because I was putting them in danger. And I just didn't want them to go through the same thing that Lauren went through. It would eat me alive each and every day. I feel like I was losing trust in everyone. In a text thread, the girl is asking him, "You know who it is?" "No. My mom just got another text this morning. I'm really sorry." Owen states, "So me and the girl from Pinconning ended up breaking up because of this." Furthermore, there's an anonymous tip that gets sent in accusing Lauren of bullying Owen that is sent in by Kendra herself. It feels like in some respects, she's competing with her own daughter and all these other girls for this 13-year-old boy. When they were dating, Kendra would go out of her way to go on these dates with Lauren and Owen to take pictures of them. She signed up to coach Owen's track team. She wanted to become his, quote, second mom. She went out of her way to drive Lauren 3 hours to watch one of Owen's championship games. And there had been this huge tournament in Florida for Owen. Kendra thought, why don't we turn it into a whole Licari family vacation? To which Jill, Owen's mom, gently told her, maybe not. But now in hindsight, it just seems strange because even after the breakup, Kendra is attending games that Lauren is not going to, sitting right next to Owen's mom, Jill. Owen's mom, Jill, says, I think she became obsessed with Owen, which is hard being a mom and that she's a grown woman. But I think there was some level of relationship that she wanted to have with Owen that obviously is not acceptable at her age. If you looked at the way she treated him, how she glorified him, how she would go out of her way to do anything and everything for him and just be noticed by him. She would just randomly text him and try to keep a connection with him. She came to all his sporting events even after Lauren and him broke up. This is disgusting.
Weird.
Owen says, it felt like she was attracted to me. She was super friendly, super
Weird?
Feels weird. Now, need I remind you, she is also texting, Hi Lauren, Owen is breaking up with you. My tits in his face, making him horny, make it cream. So, one person also states that they saw Kendra take Lauren's phone. This is like another student at the school. They saw Kendra take Lauren's phone, read through Lauren's messages with Owen, and then proceed to text him back, I love you, pretending to be Lauren.
What?
Regardless, when Kendra is confronted, Officer Main tells her, okay, just tell me, did he treat Lauren bad? Was it an infatuation? I mean, because it went on for a while. And she says,
What does that mean?
She just won't respond. It seems like she's just looking for the best way to come off as least unhinged as possible. She says, it didn't start that way. I'm sure it didn't. I don't even know.
So they were dating, and then they broke up. So how did it really start? Why did it start did it start during when they were still dating?
It did.
Was he treating her bad?
But it didn't, the first ones didn't start, with me.
Okay.
I will say that. Those ones were, random or whatever.
So somebody else started those, you don't know?
But then I, fed off of it some.
I get it. Was it because they broke up?
No.
What's going on?
One court document states the following. Repeatedly, Miss Licari called her own daughter terrible names and suggested that Owen was interested in other girls and that she could never please him the way he wanted. The sexually suggested text and repeated messages calling her ugly, anorexic, and worthless all seemed to be designed to cause mental anguish to Lauren and break up the teen's relationship. Truly, I have no clue how she wasn't charged with some sort of sexual crime against a minor. In one message from the court doc, she messages